Have you ever bought something new, full of excitement, only to realize it was the biggest mistake of your life? This is the story of a man who found that out the hard way. It starts with a simple purchase, a brand new top-of-the-line VR headset. He brought it home, carefully unboxing it in his dimly lit room, the sleek plastic gleaming under the lamp. He had no idea that this device, meant for entertainment, held a secret far darker than any game he could imagine. He thought he was just getting the latest tech, a way to escape into virtual worlds. But what he didn't know was that this VR headset would change his life forever. He bought it for fun, but what he saw inside was beyond imagination. He spent the next hour setting it up, the anticipation building. Finally, everything was ready. He slipped the headset over his eyes, the world around him dissolving into darkness, replaced by the soft glow of a startup screen. He was ready to dive into another reality. As he put on the headset and launched a popular adventure game, everything felt normal. The virtual world appeared around him, a stunning digital landscape filled with vibrant colors and fantastical creatures. It was immersive, breathtaking even. He took a few virtual steps, marveling at the technology. At first, it was just a game, a really good game. But then something flickered, a digital distortion, a brief flash of static that wasn't part of the program. He brushed it off as a minor bug, a simple glitch. But the glitches kept happening, becoming more frequent, more specific. A vision appeared, something impossible, a flicker of an image that didn't belong. It was his own living room, but darker, seen from an odd angle. He shook his head, trying to refocus on the game, his heart starting to beat a little faster. Was it just his imagination, or was the headset showing him something else entirely? The game world faded away, replaced by a scene that made his blood run cold. It was a vision, a dark, rain-slicked street at night. He saw himself, walking home, but he was being followed. A stranger, cloaked in shadows, was getting closer and closer. The detail was terrifyingly real, from the flickering streetlights to the sound of footsteps on wet pavement. He ripped the headset off, his breath catching in his throat. He was back in his room, safe, but the image was burned into his mind. He looked at his watch. The time in the vision was just a few hours from now. It was impossible. How could the headset show him something that hadn't happened yet? And how could it know a detail no one else could? A faint whisper seemed to echo in the silence of his room, the low static of the headset speakers still humming. He tried to rationalize it. It was just a weirdly personalized game sequence. Right. A glitch in the AI, it had to be. But a knot of dread was tightening in his stomach. He couldn't shake the feeling that he had just seen his own future. He tried to forget about it, to dismiss it as a strange anomaly. He even tried playing other games, but the fear lingered. Then, another vision hit him. This time he was standing in his kitchen, and the back door, which he always kept locked, was slightly ajar. A shadow moved just outside. He tore the headset off again, his heart pounding against his ribs, and rushed to the kitchen. He froze. The back door was unlocked, standing open by a few inches. Just like in the vision, a cold dread washed over him. This wasn't a glitch, this was real. The visions became more frequent, more terrifying. He saw shadowy figures in the corners of his room, timestamps of future events appearing in his vision, counting down to moments he couldn't comprehend. Each vision was more terrifying than the last, predicting things he couldn't explain. He saw his phone ringing, displaying a number he didn't recognize, moments before it actually rang. He saw a news report about a local accident. Minutes before it appeared on TV, the headset was showing him pieces of the future, small, chilling glimpses of what was to come. He was trapped in a cycle of fear, waiting for the next horrifying prediction. What would happen next? What was this all leading to? He was afraid to put the headset on, but even more afraid of what might happen if he didn't. He felt like he was losing his mind, caught between the digital world and his own reality. The visions became more personal, more sinister. He saw himself looking haggard, his face etched with terror. He saw cryptic messages flashing across the screen. It knows, you can see, you can't stop it. Your time is running out. The line between the game and his life was blurring into a nightmare. One evening he put on the headset and was plunged into his most terrifying vision yet. He saw his own death. He saw the scene in vivid, horrifying detail, right down to the exact time on a digital clock ticking in the corner of his vision. 11:47 p.m. He ripped the headset from his face, gasping for air, sweat pouring down his face. He threw the device across the room, watching it clatter against the floor. He was done. He wouldn't let it control him anymore. But as he looked around his room, his blood froze. The lamp from his vision was flickering in the exact same way. The book he'd seen knocked to the floor was lying open by his feet. The line between reality and virtual began to disappear. He looked at his watch. It was 11:42 p.m., just 5 minutes away. A sudden glitch effect seemed to ripple through his own vision, the lights in the room flickering violently. He glanced at the discarded headset on the floor. Its screen had flickered back to life, displaying a single glowing countdown timer, ticking away the final seconds. He stared at the headset, his heart pounding in his chest. A prisoner in his own home. Was this fate? A predetermined path that he was always meant to walk, or was it something else? Something far worse. Was the headset causing these events, or was it merely a window into an inevitable, horrific end? The timer on the screen hit 0, and the room went completely dark. The only thing he could hear was the frantic beating of his own heart. He never knew if the headset was a portal, a curse, or a self-fulfilling prophecy, a piece of technology that somehow, impossibly, knew his future before he even put it on. He didn't know if it was destiny, or something far more sinister. The mystery of what truly happened in that room remains.